Yeah, we've been through all these shelves, and I mean, that whole thing was full. We already got rid of all that stuff. It's all sold off. It's nice. It feels good to see how much I sold off, but I'm also looking back at like, okay, we should have been more picky. The Teen Titans should go. Oh my gosh, it's so tough now. Like to start playing the game of like, let's all those Batman vehicles. Be honest with you, I would not mind. Oh, let's get down there. We even been through this stuff. I don't think we've actually gone through this lower shelf, so I guess we're gonna go through this quickly. Yeah, I literally am just looking at this. I'm like, wait a minute. So what happened was I had the Star Wars Darth Vader. This is the reissue version. So if you guys didn't know, this is an original kit from like 79, 78. And then NPC slash Ertl was like commemorative editions. They reissued it for the later movies in the early 80s. So still a really wonderful piece. And it was fun. I mean, I was young and dumb. And I built it probably like when I was like 7 years old in the super late 80s, but that was a nice piece. I like it. It's just, again, we're at that point now. Do we keep everything? So on a side note, that's where we're at with these. So I was at the flea market in Chicago years ago, and this guy just showed up. That's the Rosemont Horizon, aka Wolf's Flea Market, and the guy had these for like 15 bucks each, and I just bought them all. And as I said, like I went through the loose ones already. I like, but do I really collect Batman? And that's the answer is no, I don't. So first we're going to hit up with the Marvel Legends Dark Phoenix. Look at that. That is a huge. So they pretty much what they did was they took all the basic 5-6 inch figures, not all of them, but they took what they wanted for this series and just scaled them up. So you just have a jumbo 12-inch figure. And I actually forgot about these. So here I am holding one in my own personal collection. I have no idea if this thing's even worth now, but that green one, that is so classic from the early 110s of the Marvel comics. That is so nice. I would really like to have a loose one, but I only have this one probably left after like we went through so much superhero stuff and blew it out. So I'm not like upset if I kept that because we're gonna burn through the Batman. I'm gonna come back to this pretty quickly. The thing about superhero stuff, as I always keep mentioning in all the videos over and over, is the fact that superhero figures and the collectors who collect them, they're really more excited about the newest and the best sculpt. That's it. So if you have this figure and a Phoenix came out like 3 years ago that was 12 inches tall, they did a Hot Toys version or something, this one would drop in value. And that's why you see so many superhero toys from the early 2000s. We can talk about the toy biz in the 90s. It's kind of like hit or miss. They're getting a little stronger. But most of the 2000s, 2010s, etc., there are some of those things have value, but a lot of them just have a little bit shy of original retail value, and that's it. Because people just want to strive for the best of the best. And that's just how it is. Now, of course, Secret Wars and Superpowers are pure 80s nostalgia, so those don't count. So, here we are. The Batmobiles. And the first thing is, are any of these things gradable? They're dead stock sealed. I've been sitting on them for a long time. And they've actually really not gone up in market, but they are still wonderful toys to play with, to collect. And I'm okay with letting this stuff go. I do like the package art. I actually think I do have the original ink drawing for this piece. I actually offered it to a guy in Singapore many years ago. And I had to message him like a month ago. And I was like, did I ever sell that to you? Like, did you buy it? Because he was a very, very picky client. So I was like, please tell me you didn't buy it, because that would be awesome. Somewhere kicking around the house. But this is, I believe, the final repaint for the New Adventures of Batman. And this one probably runs about 75 to 100. Most of the Batmobiles that are recolored are in the first version. Don't go for that much money. And this one's a little more uncommon. There's a camo and blue. There's like a silver night ghost one or something. It is fun to collect these, to be honest with you. If I didn't have so much crap here, I would be okay with keeping these. But at this point, I already know deep down inside I'm not a gigantic Batman fan, though I did love the animated series. So if I had the original animated one, I'd keep that for sure. But I think we need to start letting stuff go because we've kept so much stuff already as it is. Then we have this version, which is not my favorite. This one, I believe, is more uncommon in general, but the design is so unique and different, a lot of people kind of shy away from it. So you got like the good and the bad. I like how they had to sit back like new from the animated series. If they didn't have that, the kids would be like, what is this? This magical mystery machine. Oh, thank you for explaining it to me. It's from the animated series, the new one, you idiots. And yeah, that's a fun piece, but yeah, I can let this one go too. It doesn't call to me, as I was mentioning to you, the original stuff. And then, of course, now we're here to the movies. And even when these came out, I was a little bit older when these movies came out, and I did not care for them at all. And I think a lot of people already agreed upon that. And that's why Michael Keaton never came back for the third installment, because they wanted a new direction where it would be a little more campier and funnier and different versus the moody and broody first two. And it's just a toy to me. Like, there is nothing I'm holding here that makes me excited. But for somebody else to buy who will be excited, I think that's a better home for it, right? So dead stock seal with a little bit of wear. It's not the most inventive vehicle, you know, just to transform, flip up like that. But I mean, it's, you know, not every toy is a home run. Let's put it that way. So then we have, oh, we're going to clear up some space for sure. This is the updated Batwing. So it's very close to resembling the original one from the Batman Returns. This one was wonderful, to be honest with you. It was really big. I mean, you put this puppy together, it's bigger than this box. And I like that. I have this loose kicking around somewhere, but it's okay. As I said, like, we can let this stuff go, man. It's okay. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to probably assume the more I'm going to hold on to this, the more I'll be like, nah, man, let's keep this stuff. But I mean, they did a wonderful job. Kenner kept the Batman line just sailing through. I mean, everyone loved the Batman for superpowers. Then Toy Biz got the license for the first movie, and then Kenner just took off with the Dark Knight, Batman Returns, and just continued. We went with Hasbro and Kenner to Batman Beyond. I mean, they carried Batman very far. I mean, they really did help prop up the great lore of Batman for a lot of kids to play with these toys over the years and keep him in cultural check. You know, people remember. There's a moment where you don't have a franchise continuing on, it just kind of just fades away. I call it the Yellow Kid effect. And I coined that myself, which means absolutely nothing, of course. But the Yellow Kid at one time was one of the most famous cartoon characters in existence, really, for the US. And we had full-blown advertising, like a toothpaste and shoes. Like, just think of anything and anything. The Yellow Kid was advertising it. So everyone at that time knew who the Yellow Kid was. And of course, when I say this, you're going, who the hell is the Yellow Kid? Well, that was the turn of the century. No, not this century, like 1900s. That's how old it is. And we've already passed more than 100 years and people don't remember the Yellow Kid. That's just how it is, man. So if I'm going to keep anything, though, now we're talking. Let's check out this badass Batmobile. It's still unused, but the tape's cut, and that's fine. But that's like the solid, meaty Batman that I'm used to. That's the stuff I remember watching when I was a kid and being like, yeah. So I don't have any box Batmobiles like this. And I think this is a wonderful piece. We're going to keep one piece. This is going to be it. Because it's just that unique design. Remember, nobody wanted to see that Batman movie came out. People are like, Michael Keaton, are you sure? Tim Burton, what are you doing? Like, the Batmobile was so just radically different than what people were used to. And of course, it comes out and everyone's fallen in love. So we'll keep that puppy. And yeah, wow, we chewed through that pretty quickly. But for Batman, if you wanted to collect this series from, not superpowers though, I mean just one Batman, of course, I guess you can get that. But if you wanted to focus on the original Toy Biz, and then from then on the Kenner line, majority of these toys, other than the animated combat belt Batman carded, most of the stuff is extremely reasonable. All the vehicles are pretty much cheap, except for, like, the Cocoon version of, some of the stuff. But in general, all this, the figures, most of them are like $10 to $15 each carded. It is absolutely amazing. Toys, the design, the colors, the Bruce Timm designs, and they're just cheap. So if you wanted to get the Batman and have a wonderful display over just all the decades of toys that were made, you could do that for a really great price. And maybe I can help contribute to that. These will be up for sale soon. So thank you for watching, and we'll continue on to see what this tub's all about.